and we're saving time, we're taking russet or baker potatoes, but you could use a waxy gold potato. We're going to put 4 of them in the microwave for 8 to 9 minutes. Cook them until they're just softened through, then allow them to cool, and then we start to deal with them. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, one of the tricks is you put 2 kitchen spoons down right here because you want to cut through the potato, but not all the way to the bottom. So start like this and gently go down and try to be as even as you can, because the beauty of the presentation is the fact that the potato pieces are cooked or cut just about in the same thickness on each one. That will make it look beautiful. Now, if this were a gratin potatoes, you would be cutting them into pieces while they were raw, then dressing them with all of the similar ingredients except for the sour cream, and putting them in a different layer. But that would take about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Are we done with this, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
We feeling good? All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take pieces of Gruyere, and it didn't have to be Gruyere. It could be Parmesan, it could be cheddar, it could be whatever cheese you happen to like. And you're going to put them in just like this. Students, are we doing it?
Yes.
Got it. Are you feeling confident?
Yes.
Do you feel like you're A students, would you say?
I would say, hey, this looks delicious, Battalion.
Does it, Chef Simon?
This is
Love this idea.
All right, so the combination of cheese and potatoes is legendary. This was originally invented in a restaurant that opened in 1748, the Hasselbeck in Stockholm, Sweden. But I think back then they didn't call them Hasselbeck potatoes. I believe they called them accordion potatoes for obvious reasons. All right, so now, put the potato, now that it's stuffed with the cheese, now we're going to make something like a sauce. We're going to take a cup of milk. Students, if you have something to say it to the class. And a cup of sour cream. We're going to whisk that all together with a little bit of nutmeg. Now, I have a pretty heavy hand with the nutmeg, so don't be afraid of that. You want to whisk it so there's not a lot of chunky sour cream bits, and then just like so. I'd say I'm going to put about 1/3 of this nutmeg in. 1/3? Yes, exact. That's because I'm using the ABC budget. We have no budget limitations. We spend money on nutmeg like nobody's business. All right, then I'm going to take about a teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to pour it over them. You want to make sure that you pour enough so that it goes right down into the cracks and crevices with all that beautiful cheese. Looking good so far?
Oh,
Do you have any questions, students?
Oh, yeah.
Any questions?
Questions? You guys have questions?
Mario, what if I over-nuke my potato?
If you over-nuke your potato, you mean like because you don't know how to count to 8 minutes? If you went over, I don't think it would be a disaster. You just have to be a little bit more careful. But you don't, I mean, like if you left it in there for 25 minutes in the microwave, you'd have mashed potatoes, which would be an excellent secondary
But
dish.
it's not 8 minutes per potato. It's 8 minutes for all 4. And
Well, if you put all 4 in at once, it takes about 8 minutes. If you were doing them by the unique single piece, you could probably do it in 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes per potato. Now, the rest of it is 50% breadcrumbs, 50% Parmigiano Reggiano, the indisputed king of cheeses, mixed with some prosciutto, but you could mix this with turkey, you could mix this with beef jerky, you could make it with anything that's got a little bit of saltiness to it, because that's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
We're going to do that and toss it around just like so, and then we're going to put that over the top, just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, you can tell already that you students are rocking the class.
Mario, we have a question here.
A question, yes. Yes, Christina?
What if I don't have Gruyere cheese? What's another option I could use?
Well, you could use Swiss cheese, you could use cheddar cheese, but any cheese you happen to have. And as a matter of fact,
A semi-soft, then?
semi-soft would work. You just have to be a little careful that you don't stick it in there far enough. It will probably melt more quickly and maybe drizzle out a little bit. But at the end of the day, you're going to use a spoon to loosen all of those wet bits off the top and just eat it while no one's looking. Because remember, you're alone in the kitchen. Now what we're going to do is take little bits of butter, and you could easily use extra virgin olive oil if you weren't feeling like there was already enough dairy in this dish. But since we're going crazy, and because we've saved so much time, we figure we could easily burn another 300 or 400 calories just by adding butter or whatever it was.
Mario, we have another question.
Yes, Desiree, tell me your question.
Yes, if there are leftovers, what do we do with them? How do we store them?
If there are leftovers, I will give you $20. Because I will guarantee that there might be some cranberry sauce, but if you make these potatoes, there will never be any leftovers. But if there were, I would suggest only one thing. Put them on the counter until midnight the very night. Wake up, open the refrigerator, grab a little bit of hot sauce. While the refrigerator's still open, splash a little hot sauce on that room temperature potato and start eating it quietly while saying to yourself, I love Clinton Kelly, I love Michael Simon, I love Daphne Oz. And then you'll be celebrating it the right way. So now you take your oven, you get it up to 350 degrees, you take these puppies, you throw them in for 40 minutes. You can serve these at room temperature. Having them piping hot isn't the most significant thing, but piping hot's not bad. You think we can fit all